It is an absolute pleasure to be here today, to be part of this assembly, and we have been waiting for you to come for quite a while now, getting ready for this rep assembly. I'm about to run out of firsts in the next couple of months in this, my first year as your WEAC president. But this is my first representative assembly, so I want to thank you. I want to thank you for the support. Thank you for the support, the confidence, the friendship that you've shown me across the state since that R8 over a year ago. And I want to thank this delegation for something else, something the previous delegations helped you with, and that's the courage and the faith in creating release time for the Vice President and the Secretary-Treasurer of this organization. First time this year we've had 3 full-time release officers. With Dan Burkhalter, Guy Costello, and Betsy Kippers, I have been privileged to lead a team of strong and articulate leaders who listen as well as they speak. And I believe we're seeing a difference in our organization. Timing is right, things are moving, even in our first year as a team. But the word of the year is change. And who's best able to create it and to lead it? It seems it's all some folks can talk about these days. It's on the tongue of every presidential candidate and in the literature of about any subject on the face of the earth. It's in the air, and it's the one thing that we can count on, that our profession and our union are not exceptions. As our union emerged in the 1960s and 70s, the battles were clear and the goals were measurable. The achievement of just cause rights, due process, health care and retirement benefits, gender pay equity, and public education standards, just to name a few. In this, our recreation of the union, the issues are just as critical. But our vision of success is sometimes less well-defined. We go into our work, the work of education and the work of this union, because we care. And we see much we'd like to change, to improve, and to influence. There's virtually no end to the number of things that worthwhile things the organization could spend its time and its resources on, but if we are to be effective, we have to focus. We have to focus on what's most important to our members and what we have both the commitment and the opportunity to deliver for public schools. We have to make choices. That's what we're about. Well, after much discussion, study, feedback, drafting, redrafting, Guy Costello, Betsy Kippers, and I made some choices, and we call them the WEAC strategic priorities. There are 5. You'll find them on the placemats that were on your table today when you came in, on the kiosks in the entry leading into this hallway, and in the strategic budget that we will debate tomorrow. Your board of directors and staff have been involved in a process for defining those broad choices this year. Collectively, we have driven tens of thousands of miles, met with many groups of WEAC members and staff, and spent hours in serious discussion with many of you and many others who are not with us here today. So I believe we now have a much clearer direction, and we are ready to move to action. Although the statements are broad and they are concepts, we have worked to define what they mean to us as an organization, as members of WEAC, and they will continue to be our focus as we move through the next years together. Jonathan Kozol once said, "Pick battles big enough to matter and small enough to win." Well, there's nothing small about the battles we have picked, but they are still winnable if we are a strong union and we know where we want to go.